Hey guys, far be it from me to tell the Liberal Party's comms team how to do their jobs, but man, this really ain't it, Chief. The Liberals are trying to manipulate Canadians into anger over pretty much the dumbest things they could possibly choose. Like, I know that they have a super progressive base, but they've somehow tricked themselves into thinking that all other Canadians are obnoxious hyper progressives who demand that companies change their logo colors during the month of June. But this is what the Liberals just posted on their own X account trying to attack Pierre Poilievre. It's this graphic right here. I'll actually pull it up on screen so it's a little bit bigger. But they're trying to shame federal Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilievre for not showing up to a Pride Progress flag raising. Yes, this is something we deeply need to care about. The graphic reads, hiding from this year's Pride flag raising ceremony, Pierre Poilievre. Guys, who cares? And over top of this post, they write in the header, it's because he couldn't wear a straight pride shirt. Oh man, oh man, got him. Oh, the man, they just got Pierre Poilievre with that one, as if anyone cares at all. Like the Liberals posting their new logo change. Like they've changed their logos in the past, but they've never had to post like, oh, these are the new colors of it. But they virtue signal so hard in the month of June. They are making Canadians hate the month of June. I can guarantee you, because in my social circles, I'm being very broad. I'm just talking about anybody I know, whether or not we agree on politics. People are sick of Pride Month because it just becomes political nonsense the entire time. And really, we also just need fewer holidays in general. Our politicians already don't work that hard, and it would be great if we removed more days from the calendar that take them out of their office towards some random ceremony event that they don't need to be present for. I think Mr. Dufresne, the Conservative Party leader in Quebec, an openly gay man who is the leader of his own party, a conservative party with a strong social conservative base, he came out and said, guess what? I also didn't go to the pride flag raising ceremony in my area because I don't care. This doesn't need to be a holiday, so why are we celebrating it that way? And people will then try and respond and say, oh, what are you, homophobic or something? What do you not like trans people or something? What are you guys talking about? No, people just don't need to care that much because it's probably good for society to not care this much about random symbolic holidays like this. People should just go and live their lives. We are in a free country last time I checked, and so the fact that you're then trying to shame your federal opposition leader, who, by the way, is ahead of you by 20 points in the polls, you're trying to shame him for not coming to a pride flag raising is just a massive own goal. And this is why I've been saying for probably close to a year now, I think that the Liberal Party's comms team are ripping them off. As much as Justin Trudeau and Chrystia Freeland and the Liberal Party steals money from Canadians every single day, even I'm upset on behalf of Justin Trudeau because every single day his comms team wakes up and makes sure to steal as much of the Liberal Party's money as possible because none of this plays well. This looks like whining, obnoxious, woke-scold behavior that Canadians are completely done with. Pierre Poilievre not showing up is probably a good move. Think about it. The Pride Parade in both Calgary, Edmonton, or just all over Alberta banned UCP Alberta Premier Danielle Smith from attending. Why should any conservative politician show up to these events when they're so overtly structured against conservatives? And they don't have to be. What are conservatives doing that are hurting any of these people? And when I say any of these people, I really just mean leftists, because the idea that somehow gay people then have to support every single gay event is quite insulting. There's tons of people I know who are gay who don't actually like any of this stuff because it becomes very gratuitous and virtue signally. But any of these people, how are the conservatives coming after you? They're not. They're not. But the thing is that the Liberals and the NDP are super far down in the polls these days. So every single one of these events has been rolled out into a political campaign. If anything, some of these organizations should potentially be investigated for acting as in-kind third-party advertisers for the Liberals and the NDP, because the entire structure of the campaign is to promote Liberal and NDP party priorities, their politicians, and try and entrap conservatives into basically not living up to their standards and then being called some sort of a bigot. And the idea that they're bringing up the straight pride shirt photo, guys, who cares? Pierre Poilievre takes photos with thousands of people who show up to his events. If 500 people get into the lineup to take a photo with him, he takes a photo with them. And so the fact that we still have to be mad almost more than a year later because Poilievre took a photo with a guy wearing a shirt that said straight pride on it is patently absurd. Anyone who was still mad about that was going to be mad about it whether it was proven to be fake or not. There are so many things that happen where I could tell if I just made up a story about Poilievre, I could get all these leftist accounts on social media sharing it all day long. Even if it was then exposed to be a lie, they would say, well, there was still a hint of truth to it. It still pointed to a deeper truth. Because these sorts of people on the left, not just people who vote left, most people just vote the way they do because of their own personal priorities. Most people vote for good reason. Not that I agree with who they vote for, but they vote based on the priorities that are currently taking place or currently they have based on the circumstance of their lives. But these true leftists who this stuff appeals to, they are people who they don't believe in democracy unless they win. That's why they are just whining harder and harder the more that Pierre Poilievre climbs up in the polls. Not trying to fix the issues in their government, not trying to fix their messaging. It has just become more aggressive whining because they believe that it's unfair that the Conservatives and Pierre Poilievre are doing well in the polls because it's only democracy unless they win. This is why in Westlock, the small town out there in Alberta, why I say out there in Alberta, that was very strange in general. But the small town of Westlock in Alberta, there's like LGBTQ activist groups now attacking that town because they voted to not have pride flags flying at all times. 24/7, 365. They thought that was becoming inappropriate after a while because that's not representative of the town of Westlock. Because turns out the most representative thing of the town is the town's flag. And so the flagpoles shouldn't be reserved for political flags flying all year round. And because the citizens of Westlock in a plebiscite voted in order to just put back up the normal flags and stop having political flags flying all the time, they then attacked that town by shipping in as many pride signs as humanly possible to punish them for not liking their agenda enough. Again, it's not because they don't like gay people or they don't like trans people or anything. No, they don't like left-wing messaging because there are tons of gay people celebrating the plebiscite result, saying that, yes, these things shouldn't be flying all the time. We shouldn't be flying flags for religions, for political movements, for anything about identity. It should be about the place itself, and that is it. Anyways, that should be it for me today, guys. Just want to quickly plug the fact that I, Wyatt Claypool, am running for the Calgary Signal Hill Conservative Party nomination. So if you're a member in this riding, there's about 4,800 of you. Please vote for me number 1 on your ballot if you're on the west side Calgary and Signal Hill area. And then you can also donate to my legal defense fund if you guys want. The Give, Send, Go link in the description of this video below. Anything you can contribute really helps us out. We have this Chinese billionaire developer suing us for pretty much nothing. He hasn't even been able to prove any defamation in over 2.5 years of this lawsuit going on. He just simply says we've done bad things and then throws paperwork at us. So it's cost us more than $29,000. So anything you can contribute does help us out a lot. Anyways, that should be it for me today, guys. Have a good one.